Sakuru Bongo kept pacing slowly inside his hut, the dim firelight flickering across the clay walls. The air inside felt heavy, as if the room itself knew something long buried was about to surface. After a moment, he stopped and looked directly at Rudo's grandmother. His voice was calm, but firm. "I told you," he said quietly. "I warned you." Rudo's grandmother trembled where she stood. For the first time in many years, the pride that had always defined her was gone, replaced by fear. Her voice shook as she begged him to help her, but Sakuru Bongo's face did not soften. He began reminding her of the past. "Long ago," he said slowly, "you came to me, not because you were afraid, but because you wanted something that did not belong to you. You asked me to place a curse with a condition." The hut fell silent as his words settled into the room. For years the curse held. It survived because of silence. It survived because of distance. And it survived because of the lie you built your life upon. He began pacing again, his footsteps slow and deliberate. "But I warned you of one thing," he continued. "I told you that no one from Zuva's lineage must ever show her love. Because love awakens truth. And when truth awakens, the spell begins to weaken." He paused. "But I also gave you a safeguard. I told you that if the impossible ever happened, if one day someone from Zuva's lineage showed her love, you must come to me that same day before the sun sets. If you came before sunset, the spell could still be contained." Sakuru Bongo slowly turned toward the doorway of the hut. Outside, the sky had already darkened. "But you came too late," he said quietly. "The sun has already set." The words hung in the air. Something inside the grandmother finally broke. Her shoulders began to shake as tears streamed down her face. "I confess," she said. Her voice no longer carried the sharp authority people in the village had always feared. Now it sounded tired and fragile. "I confess, I did it. I was jealous. I was lonely. I wanted what Zuva had." She wiped her face, though the tears kept falling. "Zuva was my closest friend. She trusted me more than anyone. One day she came to me and told me something she had told no one else. She told me she was pregnant. She was frightened of what people might say, but she was also happy because the man loved her and had promised to marry her." The grandmother shook her head slowly. "In those days, people didn't question things the way they do now. We were young girls growing into our bodies. When her belly began to grow, the village did not think much of it. They simply believed we were both becoming women. No one suspected anything. That made the lie easy." Her voice cracked. "But inside me, jealousy had already taken root. I wanted what she had. I wanted someone to love me the way that man loved her. I wanted a family of my own." She lowered her eyes. "So I came to Sakuru Bongo." Her breathing grew uneven. "I asked for dark magic. I asked him to cloud the man's memory, to twist his perception so that he would forget Zuva and see me instead." She paused before continuing. "And it worked. The man forgot her. He forgot the love they shared. He forgot the promises he had made." She slowly lifted her head. "He married me." Her voice dropped to a whisper. "He believed it was me he had always loved. He believed the child Zuva had carried was mine." Her tears flowed freely now. "But that wasn't enough for me." Her voice trembled. "I had to make sure Zuva could never return. So I told everyone in the village that she was a witch. I said she had tried to take my husband. I said she had tried to steal my child. And because people trusted me, they believed it." She swallowed hard. "They drove her away. They feared her. They called her a witch." Her voice broke completely. "And I let them." She turned slowly and looked toward the woman standing beside Rudo. Rudo's mother. "I took Zuva's life," she said quietly. "I took her future. I took the man who loved her." Her voice trembled as she continued. "And I raised her child as though she were my own." The room fell silent. Rudo's mother stood frozen, the weight of the truth crashing over her. "That child," the grandmother said softly, was you. Another long silence followed. And Rudo, she added, her voice breaking completely, Rudo is Zuva's grandchild. No one spoke. Sakuru Bongo's voice finally broke the silence. The curse you feared all these years, he said calmly, was never Zuva's curse. He looked directly at the grandmother. It was yours. The grandmother collapsed beneath the weight of the truth she had carried for so long. And now it began to make sense to Rudo. The kindness she had shown Zuva had done what magic could not do. The pull she had always felt toward the old woman on the mountain had not been random. It had awakened the truth that had been buried for so many years. High above the village of Masuo, as the first light of morning touched the mountain, Zuva stood peacefully outside her small hut, unaware that the spell that had shadowed her life for so long had finally begun to break. And down in the village, the truth had begun to spread, because once truth awakens, it can never return to silence. And in the end, no curse is stronger than love.